All right, the Plasencia 146 Cosecha is how I'm going to say it. And welcome back to today's episode of Smoking That Shit You Can't Get. I was proud of that one. Okay, so apparently this is, they don't make this anymore. This is all I know. This is another one of the fancy, wonderful cigars I got from Momento from his cigar bomb. So thank you again, Momento. I'm having a blast smoking these. And yeah, I've never would have been able to try this without you. So thank you very much. Again, I just feel so fancy getting all these cool cigars. But we've got Honduran wrapper, we've got a Nicaraguan binder, Honduran and Nicaraguan filler, and I'm not sure the size of this. If I had to guess, it would either be the San Louis or whatever, or the San Augustin. I don't know, because this feels like a 52 or a 54 ring gauge. I don't think it's a 58, because that's almost a 60, but I could be wrong. I suck at a lot of stuff, so who knows. And a little backstory is cosecha translates to harvest in Spanish, and the 146 signifies the number in which this specific crop was harvested for this batch specifically. Lots of specifics in there, and I'm just excited to smoke it. So we'll go ahead and take the little footband off here. Hopefully that'll slide right off, and it does. Perfect. I don't know, it could be a 58 ring gauge. I don't know. It's a cigar. That's all that is important. Now I will say, especially in the foot here, just smelling it, it has a very similar scent, or like style of scent, as the Almaforte does, which makes sense obviously, but that seems to be a Plasencia staple, is that sort of scent. It's hard to describe it, but it's like almost like an aged but fresh smelling floral. You know, if you have Plasencias, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But anyway, let's get her cut up. Very interested to see what this is about. This is, I think I already said this, but or maybe I didn't. Momento said he's had this for about a year, so it's got about a year, some change worth of age on it, which is very exciting. Nice. Oh yeah, that scent that you get at the foot, that floral Plasencia smell, is very prevalent on the pre-draw. So yeah, it's like just like a fresh antique store floral note. That's the best way I can describe this. So let's get going. I'm excited, man. All right. I feel so fancy. Got all these cool cigars to review now, which is great because I don't know where to get this stuff, man. Something that's not made anymore, or small batch, or stuff like that, I can't afford, and I can't, I don't know where to go to get this. I understand the small batch cigars is a place that sells all these kind of cool niche stuff, but I can't, it's not in the budget right now. So again, thank you, Momento, man. This is insane. But I think she's lit up. Wow. Very strong pepper, white pepper on the retro. But very oily, aged tobacco. A little bit of that pre-draw sort of floralness, but mostly just a aged dark tobacco, oily, earthy. That's really good. That's my cup of tea right there. That's strong, that's robust, earthy, oily, aged. Got that musty, little barely, but that musty aged thing going on. That's wonderful so far. Oh, I almost got like a sourdough sort of breadiness on the retro there. But again, that white pepper is just kicking me in the nostrils. That aged tobacco, oily, earthy aged tobacco. The construction just feels really solid. Getting a little bit of the cap coming up here, but that's due to my cut. But just holding it, it's solid, man. I could use this like brass knuckles, essentially, but just a quality, punchy, but mellow on the palate, aged beautifully. So far, very good. I will get back with you the more things change. Look at this beautiful sunset. I'm in the middle of smoking the Plasencia, but just look at that, man. God's showing off, dog. Look how pretty that is. Just wanted to make sure you guys saw that too. So I'm about 35 minutes in, 30, 35, maybe 40. I'm still, what I'm getting is an unbelievably oily texture. Not like thick smoke, but definitely good smoke production. But oily is the main thing, and it tastes oily. It's not just the texture, it also tastes oily. And I think that's pairing very nicely, and a sort of factor of the aged tobacco taste that I'm getting. So it's just a little danky, little musty, both of those in a good way. Aged, smooth tobacco, but that oily, and then just now, that's why I turned this on, I got that floral note that I was getting on the pre-draw, like heavy on the palate. So retrohale, the peppers died down just barely, but still that bright, kicking white pepper on the retro. But on the palate, it just tastes like the most smooth, oily, aged tobacco with that floral note. So very good still. Construction's fantastic. Solid cigar. It's a good time. I'm really enjoying it so far. So if anything else changes, I think I'll let you know. Who else am I really gonna tell? You're right there. I'm gonna tell you. Okay. All right, so I'm getting towards the end-ish part of the Plasencia. I'm going to take its clothes off. It's not one to come off in one piece. I don't like when that happens, but that's my biggest gripe. I think that's a win. But so far, it's been very consistent. It's like the Leaf by Oscar. It's sticking true to that profile that it had from the beginning. Honestly, the cigar, if they did I don't want to say budget like short filler, but like a more affordable line, and they just had that as the band, that would be freaking sick, dude. Doesn't that look good? When you nail simplicity like Padron does with their little paper bands, it's wonderful. Anyway, it's like the Leaf by Oscar in the sense that it has a really good profile, and it's pretty much been that main chunk the whole way. And then little bits of that, like I said earlier, that floral came in. I've gotten a little bit of, towards the end here, of toasted, like peanuts have come in. I almost want to say dark roast peanuts. I don't know if that's a thing. That's kind of what I got from it. But that pepper is still slowly dying off, but it's like just barely kind of fading away. But all in all, I'm very happy with this experience. It's just been a beautiful, mellow, oily, aged tobacco with cameos from different little things here and there. At one point around here, I was getting like a cream sort of thing, and just I'm figuring out what Plasencia's like signature taste is. It's like my father has a signature spice taste, not sensation, but taste. Plasencia has this floral, aged, oily signature taste. So I'm liking it a lot. And again, thank you to Momento for aging this for a year, because I don't know if I've had one knowingly that's older than that. I've just never been able to age cigars, long term, because what I have is what I have, and I smoke them, and I'm like, I gotta get more. If I had a bunch, you could just set them and forget them, but not yet. I'm still at the point where I run through them all, just the way it is, But man, this thing rocks. It's just a solid experience the whole time, which is super nice. I'm not sure what these retail for. I don't think it's anything crazy. I want to say 13, 14, something like that. So yeah, when they were, at the shops or whatever, that makes sense. This is a solid smoke, especially for that price point, if I'm correct. Could be wrong, but I was Googling the Davidoff Maduro he sent. It's $54 for that one cigar. I was like this close to doing that tonight, and I was like, I don't know. I'm probably going to do it tomorrow, or maybe something else. I don't know. I want it to be a nice, beautiful day for me to have that Davidoff. So it's $54. It's crazy. But anyway, this thing's amazing. I'm loving it so far. So, pardon. I was right around here. I was kind of thinking it was going to be an early wrap. I was like starting to get that into cigar bitterness. I really want to go inside and fly the Airbus and the flight simulator. I'm jonesing for it. But this thing has surprised me and come back with it just pushed all the bitterness out. I don't know how. That's never happened. And now it tastes like it did when it was like right here. So I'm getting sort of a little bit of that floral, but a lot more of that cream, oily, aged tobacco. So very interesting. If it's happened to me before in the past, I don't remember. But that's fun. I don't know how you would I don't think that's intentional. I don't know how you would do that. I would imagine everyone would do that if it were something, Anyway. But yeah, now I'm getting like a hickory, if that makes sense. Just like a very pokey wood. That sounds stupid, but if you taste it exactly what I tasted, you go, yeah, that tastes like a splinter. But not in like a bad way, like it hurts, but a little bit. You get the pepper on the retro, adds to the splinter vibes, but it just tastes like a very toasted wood with a little bit of that cream, or a lot of bit of that cream, a little bit of that floral. So, very interesting. This thing's bounced back. And again, I keep thinking about how right I was with that little P mini band, little ring band. If they made a cigar with just that would be awesome. I love little simplistic bands like that. But yeah, this thing's great. That being said, I will probably end it soon. I've got stuff to do, believe it or not. I am an adult with things I have to do. If someone's not going to fly a virtual airplane in the sky, then who will? I'll have to step up and do that. So, what a fun experience this Plasencia has been. If I ever get the chance to get another one, I definitely will. Extremely good, and extremely pleasant. I should call them Plasencias, because they are very pleasant. But I think that's it for smoking that shit you can't get. Know what I'm saying? Take a hit, bounce back in the last third with a little bit of grit. Come back swinging, get rid of that bitterness. We don't need it. And now here, this is the part of the video where we get the end to this. All right. Thank you for watching. That was ridiculous. Keeping it in.